Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. How are you students? Hope you all are fine, safe and secure at your home. I am Anis Fatima, your science teacher. Today we will be studying chapter 2, components of food. Students, before I start with the chapter, let me ask you a simple question. Students, where do we get food? What are the sources of food? Yes, the sources of food are plants and animals. We get food from plants and animals. And this food which we get from plants and animals contains nutrients. What do you mean by nutrients? There are various components present in the food items which we consume, or it contains one or more components in it, and those components are called nutrients. There are various nutrients present in food items which we consume. They are carbohydrates, protein, fats, vitamins and minerals. And today we will be studying deeply about all these components. So, let's begin. So, students, what are the different components found in food? The different components are carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins and minerals. So, carbohydrates are in the form of starch or sugar in the food items which we consume, and it provides us energy. And next comes protein. Protein helps in bodybuilding, or we call it as bodybuilding food. And next is fats. Fats gives us energy. Even carbohydrates gives us energy as well as fats gives us energy. But the energy which we get from fats is double or twice or more than carbohydrates. And next is vitamins. Students, vitamins and minerals are very essential for our body, but we require it in very small quantity. And vitamins help us in protecting from diseases, or it helps us to protect or fight against diseases, and it keeps our eyes, bones, teeth and gums healthy. There are different types or different categories of vitamins. They are vitamin A, vitamin C, vitamin D, vitamin K and vitamin E, and as well as a group of vitamins called B complex. So, what does vitamin A do us, or how does it help us? It keeps our skin healthy. Students, you might have seen some people whose skin will be very shiny and glowing. Why is it so? Because in their body or they consume more and more vitamin A, but it requires a very small quantity, only a small portion or a small amount of vitamin E is necessary for our body. And next comes vitamin C. Vitamin C helps us to fight against diseases. And next is vitamin D. Vitamin D is obtained from sun, okay, and vitamin D makes use of calcium for bones and teeth. And next is minerals. As I told you, minerals we need it in very small quantity, or very small portion of minerals is needed to our body, and it is very essential. And next comes test for these components. Students, do you know we can test these components like carbohydrates, proteins and fats. We can know whether these components are present in our food items or not. So, how to test carbohydrates? To test carbohydrate, we need to take a sample first, okay, then add 2-3 drops of iodine solution, and the result will be black or blue in color. And next is protein. How to test protein? How do we understand whether protein is present in our food or not? To know that, we need to take a sample, and if the sample is in solid form, we need to powder it first, or mash it, or grind it, or make a paste and add 10 drops of water to it. Then shake it and keep it aside, and after that we need to add copper sulphate and 10 drops of caustic soda. And after adding all these, we get violet color. If the sample changes its color to violet, it indicates that there is a protein in our food item. Understood? If there is black or blue color present in sample collected, it means that there is a presence of carbohydrates when we add iodine solution. When we add copper sulphate, caustic soda and water to the sample taken and it changes the color to violet, it means or it indicates that there is a presence of protein in it. And next, how to test a fat or how to know whether our food item contains fat or not. It is very easy. Even you can try this at home. Take a sample, okay, take the sample, keep it between the two papers and rub it or crush it, okay. When you find oily patches on paper and you keep it for light, you may find oily patches. If you find oily patches on the paper, it means that the food item contains fat in it. So, we will have an experiment or we will try this test. Okay students, now we will test for food items and know whether there are those components which I explained you now are present or not. Okay, first we will test for carbohydrates. So, I am having a sample of, this is sweet potato, okay. So, I am having a sample of sweet potato here. Now, what I told you take a sample and what we have to do, we need to add 2-3 drops of iodine solution. Students, this is iodine solution. Now, I am going to take a dropper. Okay, now we will add 2-3 drops of iodine solution, 2 and 3. Did it change the color? Did the sample piece or the food change its color? Can you see? Is the color visible? It changed its color to black. Can you observe? Can you see? Yes. It means that there is a presence of carbohydrate in it. Okay, this is the test which was conducted to know whether the presence of carbohydrate is present or not. This indicates that there is a presence of carbohydrate in it. Now next we will check for protein. So students, to check or to test protein, I have taken this sample. What is there in this? This was in solid form. This is oats and barley. Okay, what is this? Oats and barley. I have powdered this. To make the test easy, I have powdered this. Now, what I am going to do is take a test tube and add a spoon of barley or oats powdered. Okay, I have added. Now, what I told you? I told you to add 10 drops of water. Now, here there is water. This is a dropper. What is this? A dropper. I am going to take water in it. Add 10 drops. Okay. 10 drops of water. Okay. And stir it. After stirring, I am going to add copper sulphate. Students, this is a copper sulphate, okay, copper sulphate solution. I am going to add copper sulphate. Which color is copper sulphate? Blue, okay. I am going to add copper sulphate and this is a dropper. Now, I am going to add 10 drops of caustic soda. After adding caustic soda, see, now itself the color is changing. I am going to stir this. Stir it well. Okay. Which color can you see? Can you see the color has changed? Can you see? Is this visible? This is violet in color, students. Because of camera, the color is not visible properly, but it has changed into violet color. It means that the sample piece which we took, or the sample food item which we took, is or has protein in it. Okay, it has protein in it, so it has changed its color to violet. Because of camera, it looks somewhat black, but it is violet. And next we are going to test fat. Now I have taken 2 leaf of paper, okay, and here I am having your favorite food. What is this? Yes, exactly, this is a puff. Okay, now I am going to open its filling, okay, and then I will take its stuffings. I will put this stuffing. What I am going to test now? I am going to test fat. Now with the help of 2 papers, I am going to rub this. Okay, I rubbed this. Now okay, can you see oily patches here? Can you see oily patches here? Oily patches? Yes, oily patches are found on the paper because the food item contains fat, or there is a presence of fat in this food item. So students, your favorite food puff has fat in it. Okay. So students, was the experiment or was the test interesting? I hope you all understood the procedures and the test which I conducted just now. So students, as I told you, the food items or the food which we intake has got certain components like carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins and minerals. Along with that, it also contains dietary fiber, water. Okay. So what do you mean by dietary fiber? Dietary fiber means roughage, and roughage we get it from plants. From where the roughage is extracted? The roughage is extracted from plants, or the food which we intake has a roughage which we get from plants. And these dietary fibers, they have 0% nutrients, in the sense we don't get any nutrients from the dietary fibers. But what else the dietary food do instead? They don't give us nutrients, but what they do? Instead, they help us in getting rid of undigested food in the form of solid waste. Okay. What do dietary fiber do? They help us in getting rid of undigested food. They don't give us any nutrients. They are extracted from, or they are present in the form of roughage in plants. The plants which we consume has roughage in it. And next comes water. Students, you are all familiar with the word water. You might be thinking that we all need sufficient amount of water, but you might be thinking that we get water into our body from drinking water, but it is not true. We get water from the food which we intake or the food which we consume, both plants and animals. Okay. So what does the water do, or how the water helps? Water absorbs nutrients from the food. Okay, the food which we intake, water absorbs the nutrients from the food, and it also helps in throwing waste as urine and sweat. So students, you might be thinking the water we have or water which we drink only is useful in our body, but even the plants and animals which we intake or which we consume has water. For that I am having a tomato. Which vegetable is this? Tomato. So let's see whether this tomato has water in it. What I am going to do is I am going to squish this. Okay. Can you see? What did spill over now? The water present in the tomato spilled over, and can you see my hand? It got messy and it has become wet. Why is this so? Because this tomato has water in it, or the water is present in this particular vegetable. Next comes balanced diet. So students, what do you mean by balanced diet? I hope you all are familiar with the word balanced diet. Balanced diet isn't a name of one particular dish. It is the diet which contains all the nutrients, or there are different components of nutrients present in it, and with those nutrients are very essential for our body. This is called balanced diet. This is not one particular dish or one particular food item. And when we consume more and more fatty items and avoid other components like proteins, carbohydrates, and only consume fatty items, we get obesity, or our body will be obese. And when we get obesity, or when a person gets obesity, what he has to do? He has to do more and more physical work. He has to do exercises like climbing stairs or walking, all these things. Okay. So when we consume more and more fatty items or fat products, we get obese or obesity. So we need to have balanced diet, in the sense all the components should be in the proper form or in the proper proportion. And next comes deficiency diseases. Students, what do you mean by deficiency diseases? When we consume, when we don't consume one particular vitamin or minerals, although vitamin and minerals are needed in very small portion or very small quantity for our body, when we don't consume particular or any particular vitamins, we skip those for a long period of time, we get deficiency or disorder of that particular vitamin or minerals. So let us study what are the different deficiency disorders caused by not consuming of those vitamins and minerals. So here is a table to know, see, vitamins and minerals and deficiency or disorders and what symptoms we get. Here first is vitamin A. If we don't consume vitamin A for a longer period of time, we get loss of vision. Yeah, and the symptoms are poor vision, loss of vision in darkness, and sometimes complete loss of vision. These are the symptoms. And disorder is loss of vision. And next is vitamin B1. If we don't consume vitamin B for a long period of time, we get beriberi, weak muscles. Symptoms are weak muscles and very little energy to work. Next comes vitamin C. When we don't consume vitamin C for a long period of time, we may get deficiency or disorder diseases called scurvy. And what are the symptoms for it? Bleeding gums, and it would take a longer time to heal. Heal in the sense to cure. And next comes vitamin D. From which we get vitamin D? We get vitamin D from sun. If we don't get if our body is not exposed to sun for a longer period of time, we may get rickets and bones become, what are the symptoms? Bones become soft and bent. It may bend. And next is calcium. Calcium, what are the disorders? Bone and tooth decay. And what are the symptoms? Weak bones and tooth decay. And next comes iodine. When we don't have iodine for a longer period, we get goiter, glands in neck, mental disability in children. Then next comes iron. A person who has disorder in iron, or in the sense he doesn't have iron for a longer period of time, then he may get anemia. And what are the symptoms? Weakness. A person may feel weak every time he gets anemia. So students, what did we study today? We studied different components of food. What are the different components of food? Before explaining different components of food, what did I explain? From where do we get foods, or the sources of food? The sources of food are plants and animals, and the food which we intake from these plants and animals have particular nutrients, and those nutrients, components of nutrients are carbohydrates, fats, proteins, vitamins, minerals, and some portion of dietary fiber and water. I also explained about balanced diet and what do you mean by obesity, and we also studied deficiency diseases and their disorders. I hope you all have understood today's chapter. Thank you. Jazakumullahu khaira.